Hello everyone, this is Miss Berlin, and on this lecture video, we will be tackling about damp oscillation. Now, before we go deeper on this topic, let us analyze what is damp oscillation. When we talk about damp, as in the DAMPED, we pertain to the friction or resistance that prevents the natural oscillation of an object or a system to occur. So, when we talk about oscillation, this is a repeated movement or repeated motion or repeated pattern of motion in an equal interval of time. So, for example, you are in a swing, you are playing in a swing, the swing is moving back and forth, and then you have noticed that the swing has a trouble gliding smoothly or making the motions of back and forth, maybe because of rusting. Then, therefore, the damping factor is the rust that prevents the steel of the swing to move smoothly back and forth, or the oscillation, as we call it. So, on this oscillation, we will be tackling about the resistance or on the oscillating bodies. And we have three types of resistance on oscillating bodies, or we have three types of damp oscillations. We have the overdamp, underdamp, and the critically damped oscillation. In physics and in engineering, particularly in engineering, of course, these terms describe the damp oscillation describe the behavior of a system in response to disturbances. So, for example, what disturbs the smooth motion of a swing? So, I have mentioned that this behavior describes the system in response to disturbances in the natural oscillation. We will be talking about the system's damping ratio that is represented by Greek letter zeta. So, this pertains to the measure of how much resistance or damping. Again, damping is also the resistance. You have the air friction, the water friction, the ground friction, but you also have the friction to natural oscillations. When we talk about friction, it is the force that opposes the motion, meaning to say the damping motion is the force that opposes the natural oscillation of an object, which is present relative to the system's natural oscillation. So, what prevents an object to move back and forth? That is the damping factor or the damping oscillation. Alright. Now, next would be, we will be discussing the overdamp, the first type of damping motion, which has the system's damping ratio that is always greater to 1. Again, the zeta here represents the system's damping ratio. How much it resists, or how much resistance or friction is being applied to system's natural oscillation. That is always greater than 1, which means to say that on the system has more. We can define this relationship as the system has more damping than needed to prevent the oscillation. It means to say that there is no damping because it has more resistance than needed to prevent oscillations. Therefore, there will be no oscillation on this type of oscillation. The damping force dominates, meaning to say the friction, the resistance dominates the natural system of oscillation. So, to better understand this, I have here a graph. The vertical one represents the amplitude. The horizontal represents the time. And we can draw the wave or the graph of oscillating body in overdamp as like this. So, I have mentioned that the system has more damping needed, and there are no oscillations. In overdamp, there are no oscillation. Meaning to say, if there is no oscillation, the wavelength of this one won't be repeated. So, I'd like to draw it properly like this. It won't be repeated. It's just reaches equilibrium, which is the horizontal line here. So again, but if there is an oscillation, there will be a repeated pattern like that. But in an overdamp, there is no repetition of the wave because, again, there is no oscillation. I'd like to emphasize that. An example of this is the door that has an excessively strong damper that slows its motion significantly. After being pushed open, right, if you ever experience this one, after you push the door slowly and smoothly closes without bouncing back. And if the door is not bouncing back, meaning to say there are no oscillations, but it takes a long time to reach the closed position. And then next we would have the underdamp. In underdamp oscillation, we have the system's damping ratio of less than 1. So on this one, we will have to define this relationship as The system has insufficient damping. Kung yung overdump, sobra-sobra siya ng resistance. Yung underdump naman, it has insufficient resistance, friction, or damping na tinatawag. So, if it has less resistance, therefore, it will allow oscillations to occur while gradually reducing in amplitude over time. Okay? So, kung yung door dun sa overdump, hindi siya nagsara agad, but slowly, pero hindi siya nag-swing back and forth. Dito naman sa underdump, mayroong oscillation na nangyayari. Yung door ay nagsiswing ng paulit-ulit. So, we will exhibit the graph of an underdump like this. So, to better understand, let us analyze this graph. We have here the vertical one to denote the amplitude of the wave and then the time. So, if you have a door that has less resistance on the damper or the hydraulic damper, it will swing like this. Right. The amplitude decreases or the height of the wave decreases, but the oscillation is being repeated over and over again. In this type, the system oscillates around the equilibrium point with decreasing amplitude. Ay nakikita naman natin, pag may oscillation, yung damp motion, paulit-ulit na nagsiswing yung door. So, an example of this is the door, a poorly adjusted spring-loaded door that bounces back and forth before it finally stops. May mga door na pag sinara mo, hindi agad siya nasasara like yung mga spring door or mga screen door. Sasara mo, tapos mag-swing back and forth bago siya tuluyang magsara. Pero humihina yung oscillation niya, correct? Humihina, tapos sasara yun. It is because the behavior of the door has insufficient damping or resistance, allowing it to oscillate before settling. What happens is that after being pushed open, the door swings back and forth a few times, which means it oscillates around the closed position before eventually settling and staying closed. That is what we mean by this. And then the next one would be the critically damped oscillation. In critically damped oscillation, the system's measuring ratio or the system's damping ratio is equals to 1. Meaning to say it has a balance on the system and in the resistance. So in this case, there are no oscillations that happens as well, like the overdump. In overdump, there are no oscillation. In critically damped, there is also no oscillation. Let me draw and compare the graph of amplitude versus time representing the overdump and critically damped. This is the overdump, and this is the critically damped. It's like that. In critically damped oscillation, the system has just enough damping to prevent oscillation while returning to equilibrium as quickly as possible. There are no oscillations that happens. Wait, I think I have here a definition. There are no oscillations that happens. The system reaches equilibrium in the shortest possible time without overshooting or without bouncing back and forth, without slowly closing. That's what I mean by this one. Let me have the example of the elevator. The door has just right amount of damping to return quickly to the closed position without oscillating. Yung elevator ba, pag nag-close, bumukas ulit? I mean, on the same floor? No, right? It has only one direction. And if it has only one direction, therefore, it has no oscillation. And it closes quickly. May mga doors din na ganyan. Sasara agad. A well-calibrated hydraulic door closer that closes the door efficiently and silently. The door has just the right amount of damping to return quickly to the closed position without oscillating. What happens is that after being pushed open, the door moves smoothly and quickly to the closed position without bouncing or taking too long. For example, a best example of that is the sliding door or the elevator. Or if you have good doors in your home, that could be a great example of this one. Now, to summarize our discussion on these three types of dump oscillation, the overdump is slow, smooth return to equilibrium. Yung door na sinara mo, pero hindi agad sasara, pero dahan-dahan, walang ingay, dahan-dahan yung sasara. Yung underdump, oscillatory return with decreasing peaks of amplitude. So, ito yung door na pag sinara mo, ginagamit ko yung door kasi nasabilis yung maintindihan, no? Pag sinara mo, yung screen door, magpa-back and forth pa siya bago magsara. Sa una, malakas yung pag-back and forth niya or yung swinging ng door, pero gradually humihina yun hanggang sa magsara siya. Maingay. Yung critically damped naman, it has fast, smooth return to equilibrium without overshooting. Silent lang, tapos hindi siya, walang oscillation. Ayan, ito yung summary ng graphs para maintindihan natin. If we will check here, this is the underdump. Okay? Kulang yung resistance para ma-prevent yung oscillation. Kaya, dahil less resistance, there will be more oscillation. And then the overdump, this is the overdump, gradually nag-decrease yung movement ng object, pero walang oscillation. Kasi pag sinabi natin may oscillation, nauulit yung, or nagkakaroon ng repeated waves. Pag overdump naman, ayan, pag critically dump naman here, this one, sasara siya agad, mabilis siyang bumalik sa equilibrium. Pag sinabi natin mabilis bumalik sa equilibrium, mabilis masara, walang bouncing, walang swinging, mabilis. Alright? Unlike nung overdump, dahan-dahan siyang sasara. Pero dito mabilis siyang sasara. Pero quietly, silently, ganoon, walang oscillation. So again, what type of dump motion has oscillation? Yung ano lang, ito lang na blue ones, the underdump. The rest, the overdump and critically dump, they have no oscillations. Now, to better understand this one, let me have another example. An example for overdump is the car suspension. Like imagine a car suspension that is overly stiff. After hitting a bump, the car slowly returns to its normal position without bouncing. Pero may mga car na kapag bumangga dun sa wall, nag-bounce pa siya paulit-ulit. So anong type yon? Underdump yon. Kasi hindi niya nare-resist yung oscillation or yung movement. And then next is the critically dump. Siguro yung pendulum clock. Ayan, bumabalik din siya. Yung automatic door. Mga automatic door sa mga mall. Ayan. So, I think that's it for the summary of the lesson. Let us proceed on Hat's questions. I have here question 1. I want you to read it with me. And then try answering. So, the first question is that a door with a hydraulic closer is observed to return to the closed position very slowly without oscillating. Which of the following modifications is most likely to make the door critically damped? Is it A, B, C, or D? Pause nyo na lang and then you try answering. So the answer for this one is letter A. So the answer for this one is letter B. Decrease the damping force slightly. An overdump, why? An overdump door closes very slowly because the damping force is too strong. To make the door critically damped, the damping force needs to be slightly reduced so the system can return to equilibrium more quickly without oscillating. Increasing the damping force or the resistance force would make it more overdump, while removing the damper or adding a springer would stabilize the system. So yung question natin, mabagal daw yung magsara yung door. Ano daw gagawin mo para magsara siya ng mabilis at tahimik? So, ang sagot natin, i-decrease daw yung damping force. So, pag ganito, pwedeng inaayos yung mga hinges ng door, yung hinges, yung bakal na kinakabit sa door, o kaya yung hydraulic stopper niya, pwede rin yun. Or nilalagyan ng oil, yung kung bakal man yung door. May mga ganang instances, no? Next, number 2, is a mass springer damper system is underdump. So, pag underdump, ibig sabihin, paulit-ulit nag-swing back and forth yung kung ano mang system yan. Pwedeng door, pwedeng car, pwedeng whatever. The designer wishes to make it critically dump to optimize response time. What adjustments should they make to achieve this? Sige, basahin nyo yung options A to D and then try answering. Pause nyo muna. And then the answer for this is letter C. You have to increase the damping coefficient to match the critical value. Why? Because in an underdump systems, oscillate because the damping is insufficient to suppress oscillation. Increasing the damping coefficient or the resistance to the motion of the oscillating body to the exact value of critical damping eliminates oscillations while minimizing the time to equilibrium. That's the answer for that. Again, ang answer dito ay di ko ata nako-color. Ang answer sa number 2 ay letter C. Letter C ha, sa number 2. Sa number 1 naman ay letter B. And then let us proceed on number 3. Which of the following graphs best represents the displacement versus time for a critically damped system? O pinag-aralan natin ito kanina. Is it A, B, C, D? What's your answer? Pause it and then try answering that. So the correct answer for this is letter A. A graph with no oscillation returning to equilibrium in the shortest time. So, anong sagot natin doon? Letter B, a graph with no oscillation. Ibig sabihin, hindi na ulit yung wave, hindi nagbabaka ng forking swing. Tapos, nagsasara siya agad. Pag sinabi natin return to equilibrium, nagsasara agad yung door in the shortest time. Di ba yung overdump, nagsasara din naman siya pero mabagal, wala ring oscillation. Pero yung critically dump, mabilis siya nagsasara. Okay? Wala ring oscillation. Tapos yung underdump, nag-swing and back and forth bago siya huminto or magsara. Yun ang term natin, huminto. And then next, why is that? Number 3. Okay, na-explain ko na yan. Number 4 na tayo. An engineer is testing a new car suspension system. During the test, the car oscillates after a bump and gradually returns to equilibrium. What can be inferred about the system's damping ratio? What is your answer for number 4? Is it A, B, C, or D? Again, an engineer is testing a new car suspension. During the test, the car, nag-oscillate daw yung car. Nag-oscillate daw yung car. So, kahit hindi mo nabasahin yung mga susunod dun, alam mo na yung sagot. Pag nag-oscillate, ano yun? Critically dump? Overdump? Hindi. Nag-iisa lang ang dump oscillating motion na nag-oscillate, and that is underdump. That is letter C. Kapag may oscillation, yan ay underdump. Kasi yung critically at saka yung overdump, hindi yan nag-oscillate. Kuha. Ito lang, may term na ganyan, kahit di mo nabasahin yung susunod. Ayun, may gradually, ibig sabihin dahan-dahan siya. Next is number 5, the last one. A critically damped spring mass system is modified by reducing the damping coefficient by 20%. How will the system behave after the modification? Sige, analyze ninyo. What's your answer? The answer would be letter C. Pause nyo lang, ha. The system will become underdamped and exhibit oscillation. So, critically damped siya ng una, pero minodify, binawasan yung damping coefficient by 20%. So, the answer would be letter C. Critical damping is the practice amount of damping needed to prevent oscillation while achieving the fastest return to equilibrium. Reducing the damping coefficient by 20% moves the system into the underdamped region where the oscillations occur because of lack of resistance or friction. Okay, that's it. Now, why do we study this type of motions? Why do you think we study this type of motions? We study this because we want to have an efficient system. Like, for example, if you are an engineer, you have to analyze which material is best. How do you take care of the rooms? Or if you are an automotive engineer, how will you ensure the safety of your patients, the safety of your passengers, for example, if the braking system, that all depends on the damp oscillating ratio. So you have to know the 3 types of damp oscillation for you to better understand how to effectively create materials that is efficient to the customers or to the people. That is why we are doing this. Alright? Sige, that concludes our lesson for today.